Hey guys, it's Clyde. For about the last month, I've been creating something big, something groundbreaking. Whoa, okay, hold on, don't leave yet. I know it's a bad pun and I know this doesn't look like much, but hear me out. It's all here, all of it. I'm pretty sure anyway. This is Grounded, a new type of Minecraft challenge run that I've made. It's an idea that I think's pretty interesting for a way you could play Minecraft, and I just wanted to explain what it is and explain why I wanted to make it. A couple years ago, Skyblock was pretty popular, and I played it myself, and I really liked how the progression was, and how grueling it was, and I really liked how my own technical knowledge of the game factored into me playing the game, how innovation in the game came from limitation of what you had access to. Around that same time, I was being served a lot of YouTube shorts of Swamp, a very popular Let's Player who has been doing Superflat for, I think, 13 years now. And I found the Superflat world to be very interesting because you had basically unlimited potential for building new things. Similarly to my experience with Skyblock, there's a lot of different things he doesn't have access to. So in a way, those two ideas are connected in my mind. Skyblock and Superflat, even though they're kind of opposites in how many blocks are in the world, they both have similar limitations. When I was getting interested in Skyblock, it was because of Mango's videos, and he was using a mod pack called Carpet Sky Editions, which endeavored to make a lot of things possible that aren't possible in Skyblock. I think that mod basically made every single thing renewable. They basically added every mechanic back into Skyblock, even if it wasn't normally possible in vanilla, without making the mod pack feel like a over-modded mess. Back in January, when my dad gave me a new computer for my birthday, I was thinking, do I want to play Skyblock or do I want to play Superflat? And like the little girl in the tortilla commercial, I thought, why not both?
There's no L in it. It's pronounced both.
That's what I'm saying. Both.
Both.
You sound like such an ass the way you say it.
So I started down a path of data pack coding, trying to make the exact specific thing I wanted, which was Superflat, but it's just as hard as Skyblock, but actually it's kinda harder. So the problem that I have with Superflat compared to Skyblock is that there's just too many blocks. But Cly, how are there too many blocks? You just get dirt and grass. And if you're playing a version with structures, you might get trees and villages. Well, okay, villages are straight out because they just really speed things up way too much for my liking. With a village chest, you could get diamonds and iron ingots in like the first 5 seconds of the game. So I didn't even really want villages at all. I wanted structureless. But the problem with structureless is that you don't have structures. You can't do things like go to a stronghold and finish the game. So I wanted there to be a stronghold so I could finish the game. And there's other structures that I think can be good if they're used the way that they were in the Carpet Sky Editions mod. The way they did it, because the Skyblock world is a void world, is that basically the whole world generated just without any blocks. So structures like a pillager outpost, an ocean monument, or a witch hut would be there if you could go and find their bounding box, but otherwise, they were just void. But back to my point, when I say there's too many blocks, I'm mainly talking about volume. In a regular Superflat world, you can dig down and hide from the slimes without fear of falling into the void. So Cly, you removed the bedrock? Yeah, I removed everything that wasn't necessary. No more unlimited building blocks. And now, you're probably thinking, well, first you're thinking, hey Cly, why are you talking as us hypothetically? It's just how videos work. I don't know if you've ever watched a video online, that's kind of a thing people do. So you're probably thinking, I mean, it's a Superflat, so there are literally unlimited blocks. And you're right, it is Minecraft. There are unlimited blocks. But good luck picking them up. The world I've created and grounded is 1 block thick. So almost every single block you're gonna try and collect will fall right into the void before you get the chance. In my experience, you're able to collect about a stack of dirt per day, and by then it'll be nighttime, and you'll have to use all those blocks to try and survive the night. It really makes 3 blocks of dirt and a block of spawn-proof bedrock really seem like a lot of blocks. It's weird how that works. You'll especially miss that grass block. Grass spawns all the passive mobs in the game, so I removed it. It was basically the first idea I had for this data pack. It was kind of the whole inception of the thing. Really, the reason I thought of doing something like this is I have seen online 100 days on dirt. Swamp did a video with a friend of his called Hobby, and that was a fun video to watch. I really enjoyed it. I think they did 2 parts. I liked both parts. But they had grass, they had passive mobs, you could kill sheep, you could get mutton, you could kill cows, you could get beef. So I made the decision to remove the grass. And now, we're in a place where I think this actually makes Superflat harder than Skyblock. You're basically always teetering on the edge of the void. If a creeper blows up too close to you, you're going in the void. You could make the argument that Skyblock is always void. There's void all over the place. But in Skyblock, you have complete control over all mob spawns. Any mobs that are spawning are because you set the world up that way. But I went one step further. And I made all the dirt coarse dirt. So, if you ever do get grass, you'll have to till every single block of dirt if you want that grass to spread. But the real question is, if you wanted to make this pack so hard, where were all the slimes? There weren't any slimes in the intro. There weren't any slimes in any of the clips I've seen. And there's an answer to that question. The answer is that I thought having slimes in this situation where there are mobs all night long and there's nowhere to hide, I felt slimes would be unfair and also a little annoying. Slimes are kind of annoying. But as I kept working on this pack across the month, I started to realize that people who want a challenge like this are going to want the hardest challenge possible. So, if you check the description, there will be 2 versions of the pack available. The first one is obviously called Grounded, and the world is set up to spawn the player at Y level 45, where slimes cannot spawn. And a second version of the pack called Grittier Grounded, where the player spawns at Y negative 64, where slimes do spawn. And now we get to the juicy details of the Grounded pack. The final chapter in this video that has taken me so long to make. We come to the changes. I have a whole list of changelogs that I've kept up with, things that are different from vanilla. However, that list is very long, so I'm going to do a shortened version of that list and maybe save some stuff. It's like a trailer for a movie, you don't want to spoil it. I've already mentioned the overworld generation between the 2 different packs. Anyway, that's the first change, is world generation. I also mentioned it a little bit earlier, but structures that continuously spawn mobs, like the Witch Hut, the Ocean Monument, or the Pillager Outpost, will continue to do so, though they won't physically be there. And also allay cages. I didn't know another way to add allays back yet, so the allay cages are just left there. Strongholds have been removed apart from the end portal frames and the silverfish spawner. Trial chambers have been removed from the overworld, but they replaced bastions in the nether. I've done a lot of work to trial chambers, but I'm going to leave you guys to discover that on your own. Ancient cities have been removed apart from the reinforced deep slate frame and a single skulk shrieker that should be able to spawn wardens. In the standard pack, they will spawn underneath the ground. On Grittier Grounded, the ground is at the lowest point it can be, so the deep slate frame will spawn on top of the dirt. Desert temples have been replaced by a small amount of suspicious sand. Trail ruins have been replaced by a small amount of suspicious gravel. Some trail ruins have a chance to contain a sniffer egg. Beyond that, basically every single structure has been removed, except in cities and nether fortresses. Bonus chest loot has been rebalanced, and I actually think this will be a fun experience for multiplayer users. The nether and the end have both been flattened. The nether is 2 blocks of bedrock, a block of lava, and then netherrack. The end, I could not figure out a way to make it 1 block thick without breaking end cities, and I wasn't prepared to remove end cities yet. Jungle saplings drop as often as other saplings. Congratulations, I've fixed a bug that's been in Minecraft since the game came out. Also, Silk Touch works on budding amethyst, because it's annoying that it doesn't. 2 custom paintings have been added. You will need the data pack to place them and the resource pack to see them. In the hostile mobs category, Endermen have a 1 in 500 chance of holding a block when they spawn in. This block is usually grass, but it can change dependent on what dimension or biome the Enderman is in. They have also made it possible for Endermen alone to spawn in mushroom fields biomes so that they can spawn holding mycelium. But I might change that later. Husks will occasionally drop a block of sand or sometimes even a cactus when killed by the player. Husks will always drop sand if they are crushed, crammed, or suffocated to death. Over in passive mobs, foxes can be found holding sweet berries in addition to their regular items. Armadillos, foxes, and wolves can no longer spawn on coarse dirt. Sniffers can now sniff on many different blocks and find many different items. Cocoa beans and bamboo can be found if you fish in a jungle biome. Over in trading, piglins can now trade netherwort instead of string. Villagers can sometimes give armor trims or a bucket of lava if the player wins in a raid. The Wandering Trader has so many different items. I've changed everything about the Wandering Trader. I've rebalanced how tree saplings work depending on whether the tree drops apples or not. Just so many different drops. Just go read the document, honestly, that I can't even list them all. I mean, the Wandering Trader now holds like Creaking Heart, Heart of the Sea, every type of tree. That rhymed, bars. But yeah, just go read the document. In crafting recipes, pottery sherds can now be crafted from 7 bricks, an item reminiscent of the sherd's design and the original sherd, similar to how smithing templates work. Glowberries can be crafted from 1 sweet berry and 4 glowstone dust. You can get 8 red sand from 8 sand and 1 orange dye. similar to how colored glass works. Ore blocks can be crafted by using 8 of the minerals and 1 of the base block. And that's all she wrote. If you guys have any notes, just let me know. I'd love to hear feedback on this pack. I've spent a lot of time working on it, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about it and how you guys like to play it, and if there's anything you guys think is too hard or should be harder. So just comment and give me your feedback. Tell me if you like this video, if you liked the pack. Anyway, I've been Cly, and thanks for stopping by.